Hello, BookTube, and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. Kind of. Actually, it's another weekly reading vlog where I really haven't done very much reading. So I'll, excuse me, talk a little bit about life update, give a quick update on the reading, and then hopefully we'll wrap this video up pretty quick because it's getting pretty close to my bedtime over here. Um, the bedtime. I am switching my teaching schedule from tomorrow, meaning I'm going to be teaching in the mornings instead of the afternoon. I've been teaching on the afternoon for, I don't know, the past year and a half. Most of the time that I've been doing this reading vlog, I've been on the afternoon schedule, which has meant that I have not been overly worried about getting to bed on time, which means I've used the evenings to film videos, especially because in this apartment they're doing construction on the apartment above us, right above us during the afternoons, and because the evenings are when I get time to myself after we get the baby and the toddler off to bed. Although some days it's easier than others to get the baby and the toddler off to bed, but that is where I would have the time to myself. This new schedule, we'll see how this works out. I'm I'm I'll be honest, I'm not a morning person. So I'm not looking forward to setting the alarm and waking up in the morning and all that type of stuff, but it's got to be done. That's every job ever, right? I've been lucky to have the afternoon schedule for the past year and a half, but I knew it wasn't going to last forever. And I'm somewhat hopeful that being forced out of bed earlier will help me to be more productive, because the danger of sleeping in is I tend to waste most of the day. So if something forcing me to get up and get going and get off to work, and then once I finish my classes, then I'll hopefully have more time in the afternoon for reading. So maybe in the long run, it will increase my page count, although it's going to make it more difficult to film videos for the reasons I just said. In addition to that, I'm going to be busy in the evenings. I've got a Vietnamese class. I'm working, doing a little bit of work on the evenings on Tuesday and Thursday, and working in the weekends for the month of August. Now, some of that was going to free up later. The Vietnamese class I'm taking is going to come to an end at the end of August. The weekend classes will come to an end in August or the mid-September. And so maybe that will give me some more free time to film videos. Otherwise, for the next few weeks, I'm a little bit worried that any videos I choose to film are going to come at the expense of my sleeping time, cut into my 8 hours of sleep. But we'll see how it goes. So that's the life update. So all that being said, because I want to wrap this video up and get to bed really quick, I'm going to go through this quickly. I read barely anything this week. I read up to page 270 in the Wayfarer Redemption. Last week I had been on page 234, so that's 36 pages out of this I read. And I read 4 pages out of Teaching Reading Skills. I just finished up chapter 6, and I'm just starting chapter 7, so I'm losing my bookmarks. I had hoped to keep the rest of the books on my shelf in reading rotation. Rest of the books being The Complete Stories of Oz, Herodotus, the Bible, and the grammar book, but I didn't make it this week. Yeah, we'll see. That I mean, like I said, like I've been saying the past couple weeks, the problem now that I'm back to teaching face to face is it's difficult to lug all these books around with me. Even though I might have more time at work in the afternoon to get some reading done in the future. Maybe we'll see how that goes. I can't really lug my whole library around with me. This is something that worked during the COVID lockdown, but is not working now. Um, Also, still haven't reviewed the Iliad yet. I finished this a few weeks ago. I've been working off and on my written review. The written review will go on the blog. It's one of those things where I have a lot to say about it, kind of sorting out my childhood memories of this, adolescent memories of this, with thoughts on rereading, and the blog post is just ballooned into a bit of a monster. Still, I don't know when I'm going to film the video for this. I really should have filmed it this past week because, as I said, with this new schedule, it's going to be difficult. But I didn't film it this past week, so I missed my chance, I guess. I don't know. And then in terms of comic books, so, I said I've barely read anything this week, but you may have noticed, if you've been watching this channel regularly, a lot of my reading seems to have shifted to comic books. There are a couple reasons for that. One is, let's be honest, comic books are easier to read, especially for somebody who has a ruined attention span like I do. It's just much easier. Secondly, these are from the library, and the purpose of them being in the library is to get the students to read more in English. As a teacher, I'm free to check these out, but I feel guilty about holding on to them a long time because I want to get them back on the shelves as soon as possible for the students. So I'm continuing to work through Tintin. Earlier this week, I finished, can you see that? The 7 Crystal Balls. Apologies for this being in mirror image, reverse image. And then this was checked out by somebody else. Which is a pity. That was The Prisoners of the Sun. It's unfortunate because that would have been the logical continuation. The 7 Crystal Balls ended on a cliffhanger, which was continued here. But because that was checked out, I had to go to The Land of Black Gold, and I've read 26 pages of that. And then what does it say? Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Avengers. So you can see maybe that this book is a little bit smaller than comic books usually are. I mean, you can compare the size of it. It's collecting the first 10 issues of the Avengers from Marvel's Silver Age. But it's in a slightly smaller format. Although that's not all bad, makes it easier to carry around. So this is a new book, new in the library. Hopefully it'll attract the attention of the students. But I thought I'd check it out and read it myself just to make sure everything's all right. These are the first 10 issues of the Avengers from 1963 and 1964. During Stan Lee's golden period. Although it gets confusing because the 1960s are technically what comic book nerds call the Silver Age. But in terms of Marvel comics, I think you can definitely make the argument that the 1960s were the golden age for Marvel. Despite the fact that that's not the way comic book nerds refer to the 1960s. But, yeah, but it can be a chore to read through this. I'd forgotten just how much of a chore these old 1960s Marvel comic books are sometimes to read through. You can see this might be showing up in reverse image on the camera, but hopefully you can see just how filled with text they are. They are so talky. Like every character will explain what he's doing. Like, where's a good example? It's really all throughout, but yeah, here it is. They're fighting on a train, and each character explains everything he's doing as he's doing it. Uh, like yeah, here's Hulk. He's jamming the flour into the smokestack, and as he's doing it, he's explaining every single thing he's doing. And then he ties up Thor, and then Thor explains to him how he's going to break out, flexing his muscles. And yeah, it's just, I guess it was the style of comic books at that time that the characters were like, "Oh, I hit him really hard. Then he dodged me. Then I kicked him." They just narrate every single action that they do. Sorry, that wasn't a very good example just now. I blame that on the sleep deprivation. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try and finish this off as soon as possible because I don't want to keep it out of the library any longer than I have to. A little over halfway through it. It's it's a comic book, but when there's this much exposition and text in it, it takes a while to work through it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Okay, and like I said, I was going to try and make this a quick video. So I'm up to 12 minutes now. That's probably a good time to shut this off.